Here we're given a point, ordered pair xy, and this point lives on the graph of the curve y equals x squared minus 8. Then we're asked to find part A, the distance d from point P, which we identified in the given, it's the ordered pair xy, to a point ordered pair 0, -1, and to find this distance as a function of x. That's part A. For part B, what is this distance d if the x value happens to be equal to 0? And part C, what is this distance d if the x value happens to be equal to -1? So let's start with part A, finding the distance. We're going to use the distance formula. Given 2 points, x sub 1, y sub 1, and x sub 2, y sub 2, the distance is equal to the square root of the difference of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus the difference between y sub 2 minus y sub 1, and then square that, and then take the square root of the entire amount. In this case, the 2 points that we're using for the x sub 1, x sub 2, and y sub 1, y sub 2 are x sub 1, comma, y sub 1 is the given distance 0, comma, -1. And the second point, x sub 2, y sub 2, is just the generic xy. So plugging those values into the formula, we have d equals the square root of parenthesis x minus 0 squared plus y minus a -1, close parenthesis, and then square. All right, so that means you're going to do y minus a -1 and then square it. So you'll get y plus 1 and then you square it. And when you square it, you're going to have, well, you shouldn't really stop there because we want to simplify the y plus 1 parentheses squared. That's the same as y plus 1 times y plus 1. But first, let's see, it looks like before we even mess with that, we're going to substitute in place of y, x squared minus 8, because they told us that y is equal to x squared minus 8. So now you see in the parenthesis, the thing we're going to have to square under the radical sign is going to be x squared minus 8 plus 1. We'll simplify that first. Under the radical, we have x squared plus parenthesis x squared minus 7, because that's -8 plus 1. And then the square on the outside. Now, multiply x squared minus 7 in parentheses times itself, and we're going to get the square root of x squared plus x to the 4th. See, this is a result of doing this, x squared minus 7 times itself. X to the 4th minus 14x squared plus 49. Combining like terms, we have that distance equal to the square root of x to the 4th minus 13x squared plus 49. So this is the thing that we need to put in the box, because they didn't ask us to answer in terms of x and y. No, they said in terms of x. Part B, what is this distance that we just found when x is equal to 0? Well, it's so easy. Just take that result we got in part A and plug a 0 in for the x's. We get 0 to the 4th minus 13 times 0 squared plus 49 is just the square root of 49, which is 7. Now part C says, how about when x is equal to -1? Just plug in -1 for x. We get -1 parenthesis to the 4th minus 13 parenthesis -1 squared plus 49. Be careful with those parentheses. That gives us 1 minus 13 plus 49, which is equal to the square root of 37. Now, if that were something like the square root of 36, then yeah, I could simplify it. But I can't simplify the square root of 37, so unless I have a calculator, which I don't if I'm taking a test. So I'm finished.